Hi, I'm estate planning attorney Mike Smith and one half of the Estate Planning Guys. Today, I want to talk to you about the steps to creating an estate plan. I find that having an idea in mind of where we're going helps a lot to get people started on the path. So there's 5 steps to creating an estate plan. The first one is organizing your assets. So it's a good idea to sit down and make a list of all of the assets that you own. This includes things like bank accounts, real estate, stock and brokerage accounts, 401ks, IRAs, life insurance policies, automobiles, etc., artwork, anything that you own. And for me, the best way to do that is to set up a spreadsheet and then a description of the asset and then approximately the value of it. Because ultimately, your estate planning attorney is going to need to know what your estate is worth in order to be able to give you good advice on how to set things up. So that's the first step, organizing your assets. The next thing is to think about who you want to help you. So in your estate plan, you're going to name various people to certain roles. And those will be people who are going to assist you if you become incapacitated. So if you suffer some sort of mental issue like a stroke or dementia. And then you're also going to name people who will be helpers for your family if something happens to you, if you die. There are various roles like the executor in your will, the attorney in fact, the agent under your power of attorney, your healthcare agent under your advance directive for healthcare who's going to help make medical decisions for you. So you need to think about who are the people in your life that you think would be appropriate to help make those decisions if you're unable to. Or if you don't have someone that you think is capable of handling that sort of responsibility, then you can think about professional options like trust companies, banks, attorneys, CPAs. Those are all entities or people who can help you in those roles if you need them. And that's an appropriate conversation to have with your estate planning attorney. So if you don't feel like you have a family member who can assist with those sorts of things, you just tell your estate planning attorney that you need a professional to serve in those roles, and he or she will help you to figure out who's the best person for you, who's the best person to serve as a trustee, as an executor, as a power of attorney agent. Now the third thing you need to think about is how do you want to divide things up? So one thing that I can guarantee you is we're all going to die. Unfortunately, that is just a fact of life. And so you want to put some thought into when that day arrives, when you do pass away, how do you want your assets to be divided up? Do you have minor children who are going to need trusts set up until they reach some age that you think is appropriate to distribute the assets? Do you have a disabled beneficiary? So do you have a child with special needs that may be on government benefits and there's special planning that needs to be done around that? Or do you have adult children who are doing great and are fully capable of managing their own responsibilities, and you just want to distribute the assets out of your estate outright and directly? Those are the kinds of things that you need to consider before you go in to meet with your attorney, so that when you sit down to do that plan design, you can tell the attorney, here are the things that are important to me. These are the people that I want to be the beneficiaries of my estate and how I want things to be distributed out to them. So the fourth thing that I want to tell you to prepare for is prepare for the expense of estate planning. Now that can range widely depending on what your needs are, what the complexity of your estate is. And of course, different attorneys are going to charge you a different fee depending on what their level of expertise is and how long they've been helping estate planning clients. So you want to think about that. And one thing I would say to you is this is not an area where you want to skimp. You don't want to be cheap. You wouldn't be cheap when you're buying a parachute. And the same thing goes for your estate plan. Your estate plan is a parachute for you if you become incapacitated and for your family when you die. So it's really important that you don't go cheap on your estate plan. But that is an important conversation to have with your estate planning attorney right up front. What's this going to cost? And then the fifth thing that I want to tell you is the thing that you have to do to get moving forward, and that is contact an estate planning attorney to set up an appointment. That's the first step in getting things moving forward. So once you have organized your assets, you've thought through who you want to help, you've thought about how you want things to be distributed when you pass away, and you've put aside the money to pay for the estate planning, then the next thing you want to do is schedule an appointment to talk with an estate planning attorney. If you'd like to schedule an appointment to talk with us, it begins with a discovery call just to see if we're a good fit to work together. If you'd like our help in putting together an estate plan, click the button below to schedule a brief discovery call with our team to see how we can help you and your family.